No, well, we're the same age, and actually I actually beat him to Sydney probably by a short space of time. I can remember him moving down from Queensland and doing a bit of riding when I was a foreman at Bill Mitchell's many years ago, and when he first arrived, and he certainly arrived with a bang. And he's had a wonderful career, hasn't he? 90 Group 1 wins, Cox Plates, Caulfield Cups, Golden Slippers. I know how desperate he was to want to win the Caulfield Cup this year. That's why he was going to any lengths to ride Incentivise, and he was going to be a big part of that, but unfortunately it didn't work out for him. So we've got a 1.5 mile race here at Caulfield today. I hope that gives him fills the void a little bit. It won't be a Caulfield Cup, but I think, like G. Hall said, he's got to worry about the city cups, not worry about the suburban ones when he sits back and looks at his career maybe.
And not taking away from the moment, Pete, but you mentioned Incentivise. He's just arrived at Steve Tregay's stables this week, hasn't he? It was a bit of an eventful trip, I think, but all safe and sound.
Yeah, no, listen, he was the first time on a plane, but he's arrived at Steve safe and sound, and now he'll have a good break, and hopefully he's back up for the spring again next year.
Pete, thanks for your time, mate. Good luck today.
Pleasure, boys. Have a great one.
Fantastic. The one and only PG Moody, who's playing a key part, of course, of the Spanish Mission story. Oh, there's some talented entertainment. So much a lot of fun at Caulfield today. Singing, and Claire Elliott, the DJ, the percussionist Jared, entertaining a huge crowd. And so is Zippy. Katie, oh, look at him.
Oh, doesn't he look well? He's gleaming in the coat, and I'd imagine that he'd want to get out there. He'd give half of this field a shake if he was.
Hey, Bruce, he looks so sprightly, doesn't he?
I'm trying to work out how old. He'd be about 20, wouldn't he, Richo? So he was a 6-year-old, I think, when he won in 2007. I've run out of fingers and toes, but he's about 20. Look, he's gorgeous. He's gorgeous.
Mate, you're pretending you don't know his age. You've got it down pat. Hey, Katie, what's it like to ride 2,400 metres at Caulfield?
One of my favourite starts at Caulfield is a 2,400 metre race. You've got a good furlong to the first corner, so you don't have to be in any sort of great rush. And then you get to this little tiny dummy straight just down where the 2,000 is before coming into the 1,800. And then you've got a beautiful long run down the back straight before you start climbing this hill. So the hill lasts for about just under 2 furlongs, and then we get to the side straight, and this is where you'll see a lot of horses make a move. And then this is the home corner, and the home corner, because of the canvas of the track, you can actually make a long wide run and still be in the finish. It's a great track. I loved riding at Caulfield.
What does Bossy do from a speed map point of view? Does he go forward and just dictate?
I think so. I think he's on the best horse, and I think that's how he'll ride him. He'll go forward on Spanish Mission, and watching this horse, he's got great gate speed. I think he's pretty adaptable. Dr. Drill will be thereabouts. What the horse I'm going to be watching is Warning.
Yeah,
I think Damien Oliver won't let him get too far in front, and it wouldn't surprise me to see him kick up and lead him.
Yeah, I think Warning might lead him. I think Warning, if Ollie shows the intent that Nash has been showing, he'll lead him. And I can imagine, Bruce, you'd think that Ollie, if he goes forward, Bossy'd give up, wouldn't he, and just sit off him?
I think so. It's going to be fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
Someone being silly there, calling that the Richo's roughie?
I don't reckon, not even Ali or Simon are going to let you off that one, Richo. How does he look, guys? I mean, this is the key. I mean, how's he come through? Well, Peter's happy with him. When you look at the form lines, he looks a Tancred States weight for age horse, doesn't he? He looks like this is a level below his best. It's a Group 2er. This is the danger, guys, and I know the stable think he can win.
He's going to take a power beating in Warning, because, Katie, they've just got him just humming along beautifully at the moment.
Yeah, they have. I think they've worked out how to ride him, and he doesn't find a great deal, so he likes to roll along. And I was so impressed in his winning in the Queen Elizabeth at Flemington. I think he's going to give this race a little bit of a shake, and Damien Oliver will give him great satisfaction.
Oh, wouldn't it just?
To win this race, I tell you right now, Bruce.
Well, he's a Magic Millions Adelaide horse. He might even keep going. I mean, what's the long distance cup at Magic Millions now? Is it long enough for him?
I think it's because they've stretched it out from 1,800 to about 2,400, and it's worth $1 million probably. Sound won it last year, guys. I think he's going as well this year, don't you?
Yeah, certainly. But the problem being that he meets not only Warning, but he also meets Spanish Mission. So that's why he's the price he is today, because the field's of a higher quality. But he's certainly going beautifully.
I think you could see your reflection in his coat. That's how good he looks. He looks like a seal. He looks a picture of health. Not that I'm Lizzie Jels, but that horse looks so well.
Well, Matty Raymond's done a great job with this boy in Wentwood. He won the Bendigo Cup. He wasn't disgracing a Queen Elizabeth. Hard to see him turning the tables on Warning, considering he received 3 kilos off Warning there, and they meet on level weights. But it's not all about weights and measures. He's had 4 runs this preparation, so you would argue that he's at his absolute top now. And Bruce, maybe, I mean, we won't expect a blowout, but Flash R's 100 to 1's about to come on our screens. This would be a serious surprise.
A huge surprise. And going back to Sound and the better field, last year's race was worth $250,000, guys, $750. So again, a big tick for the Melbourne Racing Club and Racing Victoria. They've actually put some real strength into this race, making it $750. Look, Flash R's been a good horse. He can't win this race today. Dr. Drill was very good in the Geelong Cup. I mean, the Charlie Rose, if you dropped Charlie Rose in here, you'd think she was second or third best, wouldn't you? Dr. Drill gave her a good run for her money in the market. Brett's having a quiet day. He hasn't got many rides today. He's had an incredible spring. He's probably the 3rd or 4th best chance, I would have thought, in the race. And Skirm's going to be any old odds. And then we've got a couple of pretty good mares below that, Richo and Katie.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Dr. Drill, the interesting thing about Dr. Drill, and Bruce touched on, he's a Cranbourne Cup winner because he's probably got an acceleration that some of the others haven't got. They're more whack-away types. So that little acceleration might it'll get past the likes of Skilm, and it might give Spanish Mission a little scare. I mean, he's $1.40 if you don't mind. Skilm's an outsider. Then we get to 2 really interesting mares. One of them is my roughie in the race, and the first one is Luna Flare. I mean, she was fantastic winning a Moonee Valley Cup, but that was on rain-affected going, whereas on top of the ground today, Bruce, I ended up just having Silent Sovereign as my roughie over Luna Flare, just because I thought on the drier track she might be more advantaged.
And you feel like there's a little bit more upside too, Rich. I mean, on ratings, Luna Flare meets her really well at the weight. She's a higher rated horse by 14 points. But I'm a bit with you. I mean, Luna Flare's had a terrific spring. She's had a pretty solid spring, though. Graham always looks after his horses. Silent Sovereign, that Realm of Flowers, I keep thinking back, Kate, well, what a combination, eh? What 3? Look at the 3 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Preble, Moody and Boss, eh? How good's that? And this filly gave Realm of Flowers a great run for her money in Adelaide as a 3-year-old. So I've always felt she was a good horse.
I mean, you can feel it. And look at Bossy. I suppose, Bruce, right now, it's about the emotion. Rarely do you see a champion have an opportunity to tell everyone in advance, this is my last ride. Everyone's getting behind it. Listen to the ovation. Trying to control that emotion will be important.
Well, he talked a bit about that this week, didn't he? And he's the sort of guy that will rise to the occasion, we know that. But he said this morning he'll be nervous. He's human, we know that. But God, he loves it. Look at him. He's going to miss it, Katie. He's going to miss it, Bossy. And why not? I mean, the adrenaline would be flowing. Oh, boy. Oh boy, he's got nerves of steel. He's risen to the occasion so often. It's not quite Mackay Diva 3rd Melbourne Cup pressure, but he's never going to have more pressure than this in the future on the back of a racehorse, so it's the last time, mate.
And he'll be soaking up every moment of this right now, cantering to the barriers, parading behind the barriers. This is the last time he'll ever be riding in a race, and it is sad. It's a little bit sad when you have your last ride, and he's the nerves and the occasion. You can see he's taking Spanish Mission really quietly to the barriers, just like he did on Mackay Diva, which we've seen earlier on in the program. He's the master at soaking up occasions, isn't he, Glen Boss? And he'll be doing that right now.
I want to take the $1.04 that this race runs late, because Bossy will take forever to get into the barriers. And Dean Lester, when he wins, and everyone expects him to win, he's probably your top tip. He's $1.40. I reckon there'll be a long time before Bossy comes back to scale. He's going to soak it all up.
I would think so, Richo. Why wouldn't you? If you know it's your last ride, likelihood that the horse is going to win. I think the under and overs market's when he's going to start waving. He won't care about a fine. I think about 100 metres out, if he's going strongly, he'll start waving to the crowd. So I think he'll win. I think Damien Oliver will try and make it a real contest. I think he'll try and mix and match the tempo up like National Willa did in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, and try and just maybe get Spanish Mission out of his rhythm. But ultimately, he's an A+ stayer, a world A+ stayer against a good Group 2 stayers, really. So he really should be winning.
Hey, Dean, Melbourne Racing Club, I'm really supportive of their idea of dragging this spring out. Use the whole of November for the spring, and they've been rewarded today. There's a huge crowd. There's a real buzz around.
Yeah, it's terrific that the crowd's turned out, Richo, and I think that's going to be the thing. It'll be the actual horse population adjusting to it, and this race has been absolutely bolstered by two factors: Spanish Mission and Glen Boss's last ride. So, hopefully in time to come, the trainers will adjust horse-wise. I think the racing public will certainly adjust.
Yeah. Great thoughts there from Dean Lester. In my opinion, that this should be Melbourne Cup week. This should be the end of it. Drag it all the way out to the spring, but that's another conversation. Bruce, some final thoughts. I'll quickly get a market mover from Simon Marshall, and then we'll get ready for Bossy's last ride. Simo.
Yeah, Richard, it'd nearly be un-Australian if the punters didn't rally around Glen Boss. Into $1.35 he's hit, and it's all about Spanish Mission.
Bruce, final thoughts on Bossy's last ride.
Haven't wanted a horse to win as much since Winks' last race in 2019. Come on, Bossy, get the job done.
100 to 1 shot about to come forward. A little bit of Australian racing history here with the final ride of champion jockey Glen Boss. 90 Group 1s. Approximately 2,400 winners as Dr. Drill goes up into barrier number 5, and Flash R will be the last one. Flash R comes up, takes the outside, and the field is set for the Zipping Classic. Set now. Jockey of Sound momentarily out of the saddle, sitting on the petition at the moment is Jamie Mott. They settled, away they go. Silent Sovereign from barrier number 3 jumped away with them. Spanish Mission out well. Boss looks to the left, looks to the right. He can see Dr. Drill, Wentwood. Warning, no one really wanting to take it up. Warning by default led them with Wentwood, Dr. Drill, and then Spanish Mission behind them as they go to the judge. Then came Silent Sovereign, Sound, Skelm, Lunar Flare, and 2 further back is Flash R at the end. Out of the straight with 2,000 metres to go. No speed on here. Wentwood's going to pull its way up around the outside and go to the lead. From in second, Warning, and then came Dr. Drill. 2 further back, Spanish Mission. 4th one off the fence outside of Sound. A length and a quarter, Silent Sovereign, and then came Lunar Flare, Skelm, and 2 lengths, Flasher. That's the order in the Zipping Classic. No pressure early at the 1,600 metres, and Wentwood led, bowled out by a length and a half. Second is Dr. Drill pulling its head off, and Warning third the inside. About a length and 3/4, Spanish Mission. Sound fifth the rails. Next in the field is Lunar Flare, who sits underneath of Silent Sovereign as they climb the hill at no pace at the 1,400. Skelm second last, and Flash R is at the end of the field. Absolute dawdle here in the Zipping Classic as they reach the top of the hill at the 1,200 metres. It's Wentwood the leader by a length and a half, Dr. Drill. Third is Warning, a length and a quarter, Spanish Mission. Then came Sound, a length and a quarter, Silent Sovereign, Lunar Flare. Skelm second last, Flash R at the end as they head to the railway side, 1,000 to go. Front runner is Wentwood for Damien Lanes, had a dream in front by 3/4 of a length to Dr. Drill. Warning box seating third, just needs an inch of luck, and Spanish Mission 4th one off the fence. Boss yet to pull the trigger. Next along the inside is Sound, and then came Silent Sovereign, Lunar Flare, Skelm, and 2 further back is Flash R. Wentwood with no change at the 600 metres, leading Dr. Drill. Now Spanish Mission peels out 3 wide. Warning tucked away behind those. Next in the field, Sound extricating off the fence. Silent Sovereign around it from Lunar Flare, and next Flash Gelm, Wentwood, Dr. Drill. Here's Spanish Mission about to make a line of 3 around the corner as they sprint up. 300 metres to go. It's Dr. Drill and Wentwood. Spanish Mission a length and a half away. Just needs to find, wants to lug in. Then Sound and Silent Sovereign. Dr. Drill looking to upset the party at the 200 metres. Sound is a threat. Dr. Drill led by a length. Now Sound coming out after it. Dr. Drill joined by Sound, and Sound over the top won it from Dr. Drill. 3-way go for third. Wentwood, Skelm or Spanish Mission, the dream men not to be for Glen Boss, but we salute you. Then Lunar Flare, next to finish Warning Flash R and Silent Sovereign.
So we take a deep breath, don't we? We take a deep breath and take it all in. And a horse that had so much trouble breaking through and finally broke through in this race last year, gets a second win in Australia. He's still a stallion. He's quite a remarkable horse. He's a 9-year-old. Well done to Mike Moroney. A great ride by Jamie Mott. Dr. Drill and Wentwood. And for Spanish Mission, well, Bossy gave him every chance. He just couldn't quicken, Richo and Katie. He just couldn't quicken. You knew on the point of the turn that there was going to be a challenge, and the fairy tale wasn't to be. It's, I guess in the end, it's slightly irrelevant in terms of the career and the highs and the little lows. He gave it every hope, but the fairy tale didn't come true. But oh boy, it's not the result we expected.
That's why sport, Bruce, is just the best reality TV show in the world, because there's no script, Katie, and the racing gods decided that today wasn't going to be the fairy tale for Glen Boss, a man who's had so many fairy tales.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a sad story, a sad end, but Bossy will still be thrilled. He did give him every chance to the eye, and as Bruce said, he just didn't quicken. One person I am thrilled for is Jamie Mott. He is such a star jockey. He's a heavyweight, so he can't get down to those light weights, and he gave Sound a great ride, and he certainly looked well, Sound. He loves this race, he loves this day, and to Michael Moroney, he's had a double today, so well done to the stable.
Yeah, and back-to-back wins for Sound, so he does what the Taj Mahal did a couple of years ago, and of course Zipping's done it with 4 in a row, and that will never be repeated, and Sound's been able to do it, and do it late in his career at the ripe old age of 9. A 9-year-old entire wins for Mike Moroney and Jamie Mott. Dr. Drill second, Wentwood third, Spanish Mission fourth. The scenes will be fantastic when Bossy comes back. He'll take his time. He'll eventually come back. We'll have an opportunity to soak it all up. We'll get a breakaway now. Rosehill not far away, and then we'll soak up the reaction.
Yeah, great. Like these Stain-bred horses and that, and German-bred horses in particular, have got longevity in their legs without any doubt. And he's done a great job. He's now won, I think, about 1.8 million in prize money now. So really has done a good job. And he's been sort of a bit maligned as being a bridesmaid, but he's got it right today.
And a 9-year-old entire at that as well. But you've mentioned to us, talking about Sound previously, he does have the sort of temperament where he's being able to put it all together.
Yeah, look, he's going to hopefully find a stud in New Zealand, we're hoping. Because it'd be the right place to breed really nice stayers, and they're renowned for doing it, and he'd be the right sort of horse for them if we can just find the right home.
Would he be bound for Sydney again in early 2022?
Probably not. He'd probably go back for the Auckland Cup at this stage, and then probably retire from there. But we were contemplating backing up in the Pakenham Cup next week. We'll just see, but he's going terrific at the moment.
Yeah, tremendous training performance, and what a ride from Jamie Mott.
Well, it's a very good ride.
Bye now, Mike.
Thank you.
And Glen Boss is the story out of the day. He finishes fourth. The jockeys form a guard of honour for a man who's ridden 149 listed winners, 75 Group 3 winners, 64 Group 2 winners, 90 Group 1 winners, 9 majors, 9 official majors. Bruce, this is a wonderful scene, and Bossy will soak it all up.
He will, and can hold his head oh so high. So yeah, it's a moment, Richo and Caitlin, a punctuation point in the ending of one of the most significant careers in Australian racing. One of the all-time great jockeys who's provided us with a unique moment in the sport and many others that have given us so many thrills. The Boss ride has been one of the most entertaining and eventful ones, I reckon, certainly in my lifetime, guys. I don't know about you, and we've enjoyed every minute of it.
Brilliant stuff, Bruce, and we loved your interview with him, which is on 7+ for us. Let's hear from the winning rider, Jamie Mott.
Group 2 win in the Zipping Classic for Jamie Mott, and much like some of the runners you've done well on, you might be best fresh, mate. A little bit of a spell with the family during the course of the week's done you well.
Yeah, good spot too, Kingscliff. Had a lovely time with the family and saw yourself and your beautiful family up there, and yeah, come back here with a couple of nice rides, and Soundy's been running terrific. I reckon if you look through his form, he's probably going better this time than last preparation. So obviously Spanish Mission had the boom on him, and we just got to hope that he failed today, and he did, and we were the horse ready to pounce, and my bloke was terrific.
What were you thinking in the run when it was being run at really slow fractions?
I was actually getting more confident because I think the sit and sprint played into my favour. Last start when it was a staying test, there was one I thought would probably be two better than him today if it was a strong staying test. So I was really happy that it was run softly, because I knew my bloke could have a nice short sharp sprint.
Extremely well deserved win, Body. Congratulations.
Thanks, Nigel. Cheers.
Welcome in Glen Boss, who's just saying a quick hello to all and sundry there in the crowd, and he gives away the helmet and the silks to a young man in the crowd, which just underscores the tremendous ambassador for our sport that Glen Boss has been and will continue to be. And if they keep asking, we might end up doing this entire interview with very little apart from the boots. So we're at the end of what's been an incredible journey over a long, long time. Glenn, what are the immediate emotions?
Yeah, you know, that colt gave me a wonderful ride throughout the race, and actually there was not hardly a step of that race I didn't feel like I was a winner. And once I got the 500 metre mark, I just asked him to come up underneath me, and I went, oh, you know, it wasn't there. But to his credit, he tried very hard. But what a fitting way to go out. I give that horse every possible hope. You know, I just got in the zone, I felt good, and like I said, the result was not going to define my career. Just being here today and being in front of this Melbourne crowd, and yeah, I have my family here. It's just, I want to thank everybody. You know, it's been a wonderful journey. It's been a tough times journey, but when you do the scales, the good times far outweigh the bad times. They're not even insignificant. So thanks, guys. Just I feel wonderful, honestly. I went out the way I wanted to go out. Giving a good horse a good ride. I can't ask for any more.
What would the kid who rode his first winner in December 1985 at Gympie make of what's unfolded over the last 4 decades?
Oh, he'd be mind-blowing, to be honest. But he wouldn't be. At the same time, he expected it, because that's what I wanted to do. He would have said, "Yep, that's where I was going to be." That 15-year-old kid, he would have said, "Yep, job well done," because at no stage I ever took my eye off the ball. At no stage I ever wavered from where I wanted to be, and this is where I want to be. You know, thank you.
You are a champion and a legend. Enjoy retirement.
He's 1 in a million. 1 in a million. We're just going to miss him so much in racing. Hopefully there's a whole lot of good characters right in behind him. Hopefully not with a big back tattoo like that, but I love him. Bossy, the 1 in a million. What he was able to do time and time again, when it counts most, is he delivered, and his 3 rides on Mackay Diva were breathtaking. So from Bossy to Rosehill for the Festival Stakes, we'll get into the mounting yard. We're just soaking all this up with Sloane and the kids. That's just brilliant stuff, and I reckon his son's used to Dad being a show-off, and Sloane certainly is. She thinks, oh gosh, he's going to be around home all the time now, driving me crazy. Carter says, good on you, Dad. Well played. Good on you, Bossy. We salute you. Keen to catch up with Bossy, though he's doing a lot of media, and probably right now he's actually probably sitting in the jockey's room just being surrounded by his peers, and he'd probably love that more than anything.
I think the problem, Richo, he didn't bring a second set of clothes. So that's why he hasn't come back out. I'm sure he's doing that. And look, it's interesting with Spanish Mission. If we take it away from Glenn just for a moment, I mean, I reckon Peter Moody would have a lot to think about now with this horse, because he didn't quite quicken up. I mean, the firm track, we think he's a dry tracker. He ran okay, but to be a Tancred horse or a major player next spring in weight for age type races, interesting stuff. So you lick your wounds a bit and go back with the horse. Nothing wrong with the horse's run in many ways, but he didn't get the job done. And what about Sound? He's only had 2 wins in Australia, guys. He's running all those cups, and both of them in this race, not on this day.
Yeah, so we're looking forward. It's interesting. You've raised a great point in regards to Spanish Mission. Katie, let's just take Bossy aside. For a horse who's a 2-miler, should the instructions have been, let's lead, let's make sure it's a really stern test, let's play into our strengths in our area?
I know I would have made Every Post a winner, and I probably would have gone right forward on him and probably taken the race by the scruff of the neck.
And made it really genuine, because there was a couple of sectionals there they were running 13 seconds.
Oh, nearly 14 seconds,
right,
which is nearly even time. So they went really slowly, and I just, coming out of a Melbourne Cup 2-mile back to the 2,400 metres, I probably would have used the asset of fitness. And look, I don't think he's a sit and sprint horse. I think he's a horse that probably needs to be rolling along. Could be different next time in. We might work him out a little bit better how to ride him.
But the story of the day is Glen Boss, and we're just soaking it all up, and we're going to have an opportunity to have a chat to him and reflect on his incredible career. Bruce, I know you absolutely loved catching up with him on Thursday, and we thank him so much for choosing 7 to make that announcement.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been a great friend to all of the media over the years, hasn't he? And to the public. I mean, they resonate with Bossy. They connect with him, a lot like Ollie. I mean, they connect with the punters. And Glenn, I think, has now joined us. Bossy, can you hear us?
I can hear you, Brucey.
Glenn, congratulations. We're an incredible day for you. You do have a second set of clothes. We were a bit worried, Bossy, that you might not be able to come back out.
I mean, that would have been a big scare, getting down to my jocks next. So, but I did say I'd leave nothing behind, and I almost didn't.
Bossy, Richo here, mate. You know how much we all love you and admire you, most importantly. But I tell you what, I felt like Caulfield showed that they love and admire you as well, mate. What was it like?
Yeah, that's like coming back after winning a major, to be honest. And I just walking out. It's just I was just so people are just so appreciative, you know, and I'm so appreciative of that. I'm blown away by the support since I made the decision, and today just caps it all off. I know we didn't get the fairy tale victory, but like I said, it didn't matter to me. I was just happy to be out here, and that we both come back safe, and yeah. What a great day for me.
Bossy, Katie here. I've looked up to you since I was only little, and I've admired you. You're an amazing person on and off the field. And just tell us about going to the barriers. I saw that you canted Spanish Mission really slowly, soaked up the atmosphere. It must have filled your heart with much love.
Hello, Katie, beautiful girl. Yes. Yeah, honestly, Katie, you know what it's like. Once what I said to Pete before I got on, all I want to do is get on this horse's back, you know, and you get out there and it's your quiet spot. All you do is get in one with the horse and you get out there, and it was just, you just put the mouth guard in and you really lock in. And I walked into the barriers and I felt exactly how I felt every other time I've gone into a really big event. I felt great. And I was just very happy that I was able to give that horse every possible chance to win, and obviously he couldn't quite do it, but I was very proud of his effort all the same.
Glenn, it's not often that we know it's somebody's last ride. It's not often we know it's somebody's last football match or whatever. Have you been surprised at the overwhelming affection for you and respect for you this week?
Oh, surprise is not the word, Bruce. It's been overwhelming. You know, you know, Bruce, when you're caught in the whirlwind in your own career and your life and you're flying through it, and you probably don't sometimes stop and smell the roses. And since I've made this decision, the response has been unbelievable from far and wide. And yeah, it just goes to show that what I set out to do in my career was entertain people and give people a bit of fun along the way, and it's worked. You know, I can be very proud of what I've done in this industry, because just watching these people here today, you can just tell in their faces that they were really enjoying themselves, and that's all I could ever ask.
Hey, Bossy, and it's not possible without the love and support of Sloane and the kids, mate, and it was just fantastic. They were there to soak it up for the last time, mate.
Yeah, it was so special to have them here, you know, and, you know, they're young adults now, Tate and Carter, but they're just, you know, I'm so blessed. They're actually just beautiful human beings, these two. Sloane and I, more than Sloane's moulded two beautiful people. They're God's children, these two. I tell you, they just got such a great demeanour, and they're just lovely people. And that's all you can ever ask for as a father, that you bring up two children that are just great souls. And I'm so blessed that that's what we've got. And that's obviously thanks to Sloane.
Yeah. What was Sloane like building up to today's day? I know that you handle it. You love the limelight. But what was Sloane like?
Oh my God, she was like a cat on a hot tin roof this morning. She was shaking, and she just showed me a hand, and she was actually shaking and very nervous, you know. I was thinking, Jesus, are you the one going out there today, you know? But like, yeah, as I say, she's obviously very proud, and you know what? I'm very proud of her, because, you know, she's had to just deal with my ups and downs my whole career, and she's been the one constant throughout my whole career and my life. We went when she was 16 and I was 18, and a lot of people come and go throughout life, but she's been the most one constant thing that's ever been there, and I'm so proud of her.
Bossy, I just want to thank you on behalf of all of us. You've entertained us so much. You've given us so many tears and joy, but you've also given every kid in Australia, boy or girl, that goes to Gympie for their first ride, a dream, and dreams could come true. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bruce. I love being with you, and thank you.
Brilliant stuff. The one and only Glen Boss. We salute you, Bossy. Thanks so much for your time, and what a ride it has been. And well, we can just sense that his reaction to you, Katie. He's been a key member of your extended team.
Yeah, he's been an amazing jockey, and as I said, I have admired him. He's, you know, looking up to it as a young apprentice. He always had time for you, no matter how busy he was. He's an amazing person. I can't wait to see him and see what he does as next. I hope he can be on the media and we can work with him, because he's an amazing person.
He's a great person. Great job today, Katie. Enjoy your flight home as we get into the mounting yard.